Well, let's get some perspective and some expertise on this market meltdown. What's happening here, what it means, what, if anything, you should do if you have investments. As we bring in Rob Godino from Godino Investment Research. He's the co-host also of the American Taxpayers Revolution, weeknights at 9 right here on WFLA. If you want to check out his work, his website is bullbearfunds.com. Rob, I really appreciate you coming on the show on the 50,000-watt front porch on a day when everybody is wondering what in the world has happened and what in the world might be next. Thanks for doing this.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on, and it's an honor. We love the show.
Now, listen, we watched the market in New York plummet more than 1,000 points in a heartbeat yesterday morning, recover, but still down almost 600 for the day. What happened yesterday, and what do you see coming today here?
Well, we saw the 1,000-point drop that we had yesterday in the morning was basically caused by computers. There was a lot of algorithmic trading. We then saw real money move into the market, made it rally back up. The concerning thing is we couldn't hold it, and by the end of the day, we were down 588 points, which, of course, spooked everybody.
No question about it. What do the futures say we're looking for today? Are you going to get the bargain hunters in buying and driving prices up, or have we got big problems because of the situation in China? We already reported on the fact that their market's way down.
You know, Bud, the old saying is, may you live in interesting times. Right now, right before I got online, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which was down 588 yesterday, is now up 560 today. So as we stand...
Well, wait a minute. The market hasn't even opened yet. You're talking about what the futures are telling you?
Exactly.
Okay.
I apologize. The futures are indicating an open above 500 points right now.
Okay.
So now we'll see at 9:30. But right now, all the brainiacs overnight have said, hey, we're going to bid this market back up.
All right. Now, what is the underlying cause here? I'm hearing China. I'm hearing the Fed. I'm hearing Obama. I'm hearing debt. What's your analysis?
Well, first and foremost, China. We've got a country now that basically is not allowing most of their shareholders who bought stock in their stock market to even sell. Most Chinese stocks right now aren't even allowed to trade. So we really don't know how bad the Chinese market's going to be overnight. They were down 7-8% overnight. But it's that. Also, we've got the Federal Reserve that Todd Long and I have been talking about on our show for a long time is, printing free money, and we've got zero interest rates. And the other thing that a lot of people are not talking about right now is the Obama administration. They're just not being forceful enough with China to, give the pertinent information that everybody needs to know to invest.
All right, so what do you see unfolding here? Is this a momentary, enormous blip, or are we looking at a major economic crisis ahead?
Well, I think, first of all, if you live in Asia, this is a major economic crisis. But that also, when China sneezes, a lot of times the U.S. gets a cold. We have a lot of, most of the products that are made. I mean, I think of everyone, out there with an Apple phone. It's designed in California. It's made in China. The other thing that a lot of people need to think about when it comes to investing is China in the past has purchased an enormous amount of our treasury debt. Without that, it's going to start forcing interest rates up in the United States, and that's going to affect housing, how much we all have on a monthly basis.
Rob, I got to tell you, I'm really glad you brought that up because, they have financed our debt to the tune of $1 trillion or more over there, and we keep on borrowing from them because we keep on growing our debt, and we're not paying it down, and the big spending Obama administration has no interest in retiring this debt and ending deficit spending. Now, if China's economy were to totally tank, would they be so short on cash? I mean, it would be impossible for us to borrow from China because they just wouldn't have the money to lend?
Literally, that you're absolutely correct. And that is, I don't think the average investor understands how much that's going to affect their bottom line portfolio. If China completely leaves the market where they're purchasing our treasuries, and remember, they're purchasing our treasuries because it's the safest place to put cash on the planet. But when that stops, it's bad news for us. Our one investor is leaving.
I couldn't agree with you more. And before I let you go, for folks who have a 401k that feels more like a 201k this morning, what do you recommend that they do? Or is the best thing to do if you have investments is to just kind of ride this out and see how it plays out, or is it different for different folks in different circumstances and different stages of life? What do you advise?
First of all, it's different for different stages, but I would say right now, let's just use a 401k. If you've been in the stock market, you've done very well. Your portfolio should be up over 200% over the last 4 or 5 years. You should start taking some chips off the table. Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. It's a time to fold a little bit. And you know what? For all investors, take half your 401k right now, or depending on what your situation is, move it over to bonds, because as things start to melt down in Asia, money's going to move over to the bond market. You actually could see bonds actually do better than the stock market right now, and you get less risk.
Boy, this is great stuff, and I appreciate it. We could talk all day, Rob, but thanks for helping us get a handle on what's happening and what the factors are and what the future might hold. Rob Godino from the Godino Investment Research. Also, he's the co-host of the American Taxpayers Revolution that you can hear right here at 9 every night on WFLA. And once again, your website, Rob?
It is www.bullbearfunds.com. And by the way, we also look forward to seeing you at Constitution Day.
Absolutely right, on the 17th of September, and I'm looking forward to it as well, my friend. Thanks for the opportunity and the invitation. I'll be there.
Thanks, Bud.